Hi guys, Jason here from Biker Bytes. Today I'm going to do a video which is more or less a follow-up from the previous video where I added some bits and pieces to the bike. Today we're going to be adding some Outback Motortek side panniers, so stick around. So when it comes to side panniers for the DR, I was really looking at two options, either the Outback Motortek or the Barrett's side panniers. Both are what they call X-Wing. I'm not sure whether Barrett's actually call theirs X-Wing, but they have a center plate in the middle which you can bolt rotor packs, fuel containers to, and also something to help support any baggage that you put on the side. So what did I go for? Outback Motortek. That's because I had those on my BMW, you may remember, and I was really impressed with those. They were really nice, smart looking, so I thought, well, heck, we'll put the same on the DR. So let's take a look. Okay, so looking at the left side of the bike, here is the rack itself. Fairly simple fixtures to the bike, utilizing the foot pegs. I've taken my foot pegs off, but anyway, the foot peg can still be used, but I don't need foot pegs. So 2 bolts here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. Now if you don't have a B&B top rack, whatever, they provide you with washers so as you can space out the gap that would be there if you didn't have the rack. Brace, so exactly pretty much the same design as the ones on the Beamer, and here you can see I've got giant loop soft panniers actually installed. Quite pleased with that actually, because those actually matched the color scheme of the bike, so that turned out well. So installation, well, it looks simple enough. All you need is a couple of Allen keys to match the size of these bolts, and you'd think that was it, but no. You could also do with a vise. A vise? Yeah, a vise. These are extremely, or in my case, these are extremely bad fitting. I had to put these in a vise and twist and turn in order for the fixtures to line up. They did not line up, no matter how hard I tried. I actually had to put the ends, this end in a vise, to bend it somewhat in order for it to line up. Otherwise it just wasn't going in, and exactly the same for the other side as well. That didn't fit perfectly, so I had to put it in the vise and twist and turn it until I was able to get it to line up so I could put the bolts through. That was a hard job. That was a hard job. Putting it on, taking it off, bending it, putting it back on again, and it was a nightmare. But anyway, a bit of patience and perseverance, put it on, so that was good. Now, one of the reasons why I went for Outback Motortek from Barrett's instead of going for Barrett's is because of these loops here. Now in Barrett's, their loops are actually on the side here, not, and you only get one, and they're on the corner, whereas these Outback Motortek ones are on the side, as you can see. Now the reason why I wanted that is obviously because of the straps on my bag here are like so. So if I had to twist and turn and put them up on the corner here, that wouldn't work, and that would put unnecessary strain on the bag itself, on the straps, so that was no good. So that's one of the main reasons that I went for Outback Motortek. Now there's a downside to this. The pannier frames that I had on the BMW, the X-Wings actually bolted on to little tags that were welded onto the frame here. But for some reason they're not doing that anymore. As you can see, there are no tags, so the X-wings actually have to clamp on, and I'll show you. I'm not happy with this. So here's what they call the X-wing. So it's been drilled so you can attach rotor packs and whatever on it. And as you can see, they provide you with some aluminium, I don't know what you'd call those. But anyway, they're how to do this. You can see that they go in like that, and the same for the bottom. Sorry for wiggling the camera around, it's a bit tricky. Yeah, and that's how it fits. Now that's all well and good, because easy to take off, I suppose, but the problem is, can you see, this plate fits nice and flush to the frame, but look at these bolts, they protrude. Now anything that you've got tied flush with the pannier rack, this is going to rub on the back of it, and especially if you're riding over rough terrain and your bags are jiggling around the way they do, that's going to form an abrasion on the rear of your bag and wear. Excuse me, don't worry, it's not the dreaded lurgy. So yeah, why they didn't countersink these screws, these bolts, I have no idea. Why they didn't include tabs on here so you could just bolt this straight on, I have no idea. So what I might have to do is actually get a special drill bit and countersink the hole, and then buy some different bolts so these fit flush with the surface of this plate, because these bolts, they're going to rub, no doubt about it, they're going to rub. So bit of a thumbs down there for you, Outback Motortek. Kind of dropped the ball on that one. So anyway, here's what it looks like with the pannier on, as I've just shown you. I haven't got the X-wing on. I don't think I need it in this instance. There should be enough gap between the bag and the exhaust. But anyway, we'll see. So there's my vise for bending the bars. So on this side, where's the culprit? This thing here was tricky. The way I lined things up was I put the middle bolt in first, then the screws, probably using the wrong term, bolts for the foot pegs, and then this just was out of line, out of whack. There's no amount of jiggling could I get that in, so had to twist and turn that. Same with this. These two bolts went in all right, but this would not line up at all, so in the vise, and I had to bend this bar until that lined up. So it was a bit of trial and error really, but I got there in the end. Screwing this in was tricky. As you can see, there's a mark here now where my Allen key was rubbing on the side as I was tightening this up. There was, I don't know whether you can see, but if you're looking at it, it's not clear. This is in the way, so when you're tightening it up with your Allen key, you're going to be rubbing on here, unless you've got some real stubby little Allen key. So that was a bit of a pisser, but anyway, they're in. They don't look too bad. So here you can see I've installed the X-wing. It's secure with these clamps, but can you see those bolts protruding? that is going to be a problem with anything resting on this when you're shaking up and down. These are going to wear. They should have been countersunk. Not as good as the originals that I had on the BMW. That X-Wing and the uncountersunk screws, not good. 3 stars out of 5. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, guys. There she is, all nice and clean. Lovely jubbly. Alright, catch you on the next one. Biker Bytes, over and out.